Hi, I'm Ray.
And I'm Saren.
We're your Spider Baby hosts from To Know Her Is to Fear Her, a Spider-Woman podcast, as well as proud members of the collective.
You're listening to Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks. Enjoy the show!
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend DG Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
Diggity dink.
Hello and welcome back to another week of the Nightwing news. Shocks and awe tonight. That's right, kids. Vampires, tentacle monsters. Anyway, I am Phil. Joining me as always, it is.
Hi, I'm Kristen.
I mean, it's true, isn't it?
It's a creature feature.
Ah, nice. And Nightwing's in the middle of all of it. I mean, the art, I like the art in the book. Yes, kids. We have
The vampire one?
Yeah, we have something new to discuss tonight before we get to the old issues, kids. Yeah, DC vs. Vampires number 6. And if you're reading it, you know what I'm talking about.
But if you're not reading it, why should we be reading it, Phil?
Well, again, you know, of course, it's like probably like an alternate timeline.
Well, yeah, because Alfred's alive. Also,
Yes.
because vampires.
Yeah, because issue 1 we saw the first person we saw turned into a vampire. Well, it was already a vampire. Was Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern. So.
Oh snap! Hal's a vampire.
Yeah, and like he fooled everyone by being able to walk around in sunlight, and he was like, "Oh, I can filter out the sunlight with my ring and stuff."
Or maybe they could have been like, we figured it out. We lied to Dracula, or we lied to Bram Stoker. Hasn't anyone seen Blade?
I know. But no, they come up with clever ways how some of these people can walk around in sunlight, you know.
What about sunscreen? I mean, could sunscreen work?
I don't know.
Or like makeup? Because what if you were just totally caked in makeup? So, like, yeah, or you wore a mask or something.
Oh yeah, if you're covered head to toe, yeah, I think that works. But yeah, I mean, it seemed like, you know, like most of the Justice League eventually gets taken over, Wonder Woman, Superman, everyone. And it seemed like
they're all vampires?
Pretty much, yeah. And it seemed like they were even either killing villains or turning them too. So it seemed like the only, like the big groups we saw that weren't vampires were basically the human characters, like Green Arrow and his crew and the Bat family. Because like Batman was even testing people. Was that issue 2 or 3?
Oh,
yeah,
issue 2, yeah.
Yeah, Batman was testing the whole family, and everyone passed.
Yeah, because he made him hold the cross, and he was making tea with holy water.
And
he said he put holy water into the furnace, so like the humidifier in the furnace was holy water.
So before we get to the big spoiler, kids, and there was a big spoiler. Yes, someone in the Bat family found a way around all this, and I will tell you how after we do the spoiler. But yeah, so in this issue, it seems like Barbara's doing her own investigation because they all thought the Joker was like the king of the vampires. But then Barbara finds the Joker dead, and they're like, oh, well, Joker's not king of the vampires. Who could it be? So, you know, Ollie's interrogating Hal, but then they eventually have to kill Hal. But, yeah, Barbara calls...
So Hal's dead. Hal's dead now?
Yeah, I think they staked him, and, you know...
They staked him?
Well, Ollie did it, and he's like, he's telling Batman, he's like, don't get in my face until, you know, you have to put down somebody you love. But, yeah, Barbara calls Bruce and says, yeah, it wasn't the Joker. And then she says, the Vampire King is one of us. And he says, understood. Well, great job. And you know, Jason's
now,
like...
do you think Barbara means one of us as in, like, Bat Family, or one of us as in, like, a hero?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because Jason's like, everything okay? Because none of the rest of them could hear the call, because, you know, it was in his cow. He's like, no. He's like, yeah, you know, Barbara thinks she knows where the Joker is. She is coming here, and then gets cut off in mid-sentence. Killed.
Wait, are they in the cave?
Let me see. Where is this? I'm trying to remember where they're hiding out here. No, because I think the cave. They had already got chased out of the cave. They're.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's somewhere on like Gotham Harbor, I think. Yeah. Or no.
Oh, okay.
No.
So they're like in a safe house kind of thing.
Yeah, because they had like these big UV lights. That's where they were keeping Hal prisoner and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, as Batman's saying, "Oh yeah, everything's fine. Barbara's on her way back." They give us the big reveal. Batman gets taken out from behind by the true king of the vampires, Dick Grayson.
Wait, so Batman's dead?
Well, do you think he can survive a fist through in his back, out through his chest? I don't think so.
I mean, okay, on the one hand, I would say no. On the other hand, it's comic books and it's Batman. So I feel like that kind of leaves it up in the air,
I know.
honestly.
Well, again, if he could survive a fist through him, yeah.
So, how many other people in the Bat family does Dick take out?
He's saying, I think it's time we both stop lying to our family father. And then he's like, I wish I could have turned you, but even if I had, I still could never have trusted you. Yeah, the others attack him, and, Damien's freaking out, of course.
I know, poor Damien. Wait, Dick calls Bruce father?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Of course, Green Arrow shoots an arrow. Dick catches it, which he probably could have done, even if he wasn't a vampire, but...
Right.
And then...
So, yeah,
and
then, ends up dead.
Well, then, he breaks Cassie's arm, and then Tim comes swinging in and kicks Dick from behind. He's like, how could you? And he's like, how could I? Don't be naive, Tim. Do you think our father wouldn't have killed me just as easily? I am the lord of all vampires now. I defended myself and prevented the genocide that man would have committed. I'm assuming he means Bruce, so. So even as he's beating on Tim says, wait a minute, you passed all the tests just like the rest of us. And Dick says, funny thing, you spend so much time with her bad family. You should have been looking out for your other family, Timmy. He says, your dear Starfire. We couldn't turn her, but we found out her blood has fascinating properties. It doesn't last long, but just a few drops allow me to hold a cross, touch holy water, walk. So he took some Starfire's blood and made him, for a little bit.
Oh, so he was a vampire the whole time.
I guess, yeah. But yes, I guess Starfire's blood let him hold a cross for short periods of time, drink holy water, so.
Wow. That's weird that he says to Tim, you forgot about your other family.
I know.
I mean, it's like, because Tim was on
yeah.
the Titans too, but so was Dick. Maybe he should have been like, our other family? Whatever.
I mean, it looks like
that's nitpicking.
It looks like he crushes Tim's head, maybe, but then Damien comes at him with the bow and arrow. He's like, "You're dead, Grayson. You're bleeping dead." He drinks from Damien. Damien goes down, and then Jason comes at him. And Dick's like, "What are you doing, Jason?" He's like, "I was better than you before this." He's like, "And now I'm almost godlike."
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, man, Vampire Dick is not playing. Wow.
I mean, Jason kicks him into the wall and like a piece of whatever comes through his shoulder or whatever. But then, just as Jason thinks he has Dick on the ropes, one of Dick's lackeys, Vampire Wonder Woman comes up and, bites Jason.
Oh, so Jason's gonna be, okay, so in this version, and I mean, I guess vampires do it. Vampires can kill people and then they're just dead. Or they can bite people and they die and turn into vampires.
Well, I guess they could turn them. I don't know if it's like some of this other vampire genres where you have to give them your blood or something. But, I mean, I
always thought it was you had to bite them for them to become a vampire. So presumably if he just, punches Bruce through the heart, Bruce is not going to become a vampire. And if Tim is dead because he crushed his skull, he's not going to become a vampire.
And I don't know if they were going to turn Jason, but Jason goes, "Do it, Archer," and Green Arrow, shoots Jason with an arrow and kills him so he doesn't turn before Green Arrow and Alfred escape. So Alfred escapes with Green Arrow, so Alfred's fine. They're escaping it.
So it looks like Damien might be becoming a vampire.
Yeah, because Wonder Woman tells Dick, she goes, "Yeah, the little one is alive, barely." So yeah, so I'm thinking if Dick wants to turn him, he can.
And it sounds like all the rest of the rats are dead. What about Barbara?
She wasn't there. That's why I said she was out hunting for the Joker. Like she ran into Harley in the Suicide Squad. So yeah, so Barbara's out there.
Okay, you said he broke Cassie's arm, but is she dead?
I'm trying to. A lot of this is he breaks her arm, and then when Green Arrow shoots at him with the arrow, he has her by the neck. So I mean, they really don't show much after that. So I don't know if he. Oh wait a minute. Oh, that's right. Or that's right. I mean, Jason gives her to Green Arrow, so she might still be alive too. So Cassie and Alfred might be. It seems like Cassie and Alfred are with Green Arrow. So
Barbara will probably go with them.
And Barbara's out there. Barbara's still out there. Yeah.
And then it sounds like Bruce and Tim and Jason are all dead.
Yeah. So with Bruce dead, I'm thinking it might be Barbara who kills Dick. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, so the rest of them get.
Well, I mean, she has 6 more issues to do it because isn't it a 12-issue miniseries?
Yes. Yep.
So yeah, it seems like there's going to be a lot more happening before, like, next issue. She's probably not going to kill him if he's really.
Oh no, probably really not till the end.
King of the vampires.
Yeah, probably not till the end. But yeah, I mean, it just ends with him and Wonder Woman standing there. He's like, "The world is ours now. The eternal darkness has begun." Yeah. But I mean, hey, if the blood dripping down his chin. Whoa. I mean, again, if you want to, I mean, it's a smart move by the vampires because it's like, if you want to sneak up on these heroes, who do you get? The one man everyone trusts. I mean, people are going to suspect Bruce a mile off. Come on.
I mean, he's Batman, so it would be in theme.
He looks like it anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so would you say it was a surprise?
Oh, yeah, because like I said, Dick passed all the tests, and, it wasn't until this issue we found out how. But, yeah, I mean, he was holding crosses and drinking holy water. So, yeah, up until this issue, I thought, it's none of the Bat family.
Yeah, wow. So that's pretty good. But, yeah, now it does make sense, like you said, if the vampires were going to sneak someone into the hero community, Dick is a pretty good choice.
I mean, it's all for shock value because, they take the nicest guy in the DC universe, the guy everyone trusts. Yeah.
Like you said, it makes sense if you're trying to sneak in. And you don't want people to see you coming as a vampire a mile off.
Mm-hmm. Unless Dick kills himself at the end. Like, what did I do?
I don't know how they'll do the vampire stuff.
Yeah, when you messaged me the other day, I was like... I was like, should I tell her? I'm like, is this gonna break her heart? Should I tell her about Dick Grayson, Vampire King?
Well, it's not the first time Dick's become a vampire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So actually, I think if the whole thing is finished by October, when we have our other vampire stuff on, we should slot this. We should slot this in, like the whole thing.
We'll see, because did Lil say she heard rumors they might take a break? There might be a break. I don't know if it's just shipping stuff or whatever. So we'll see if it's out by October. But yeah, hopefully. What's this, April? Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
I mean, I think I counted. If it's supposed to go straight through, it should be done by September.
Yeah. So hopefully they don't take longer than a month break.
No, I mean, it is. No, yeah, it does. I mean, it's an Elseworlds, and honestly, I guess I feel like if you're going to have him be like evil or whatever, like go all the way. None of this. Like sometimes it's more infuriating when, like when he became Batman and he made Damian Robin, and you didn't see him talk to Tim about it first. You're like, that's so annoying because it's like something it doesn't feel like he would do. Yeah. He would at least talk to Tim. But this, it's like, this is a total Elseworlds. He's a vampire. Like, let's just go with it. And besides, I like vampires. I like Blade.
Well, it's better than your other choice, but yes.
Yeah, vampires are cool. But like I said, it's not the first time he's become a vampire.
True.
Although in the past, he has been turned into a vampire. He has not been head vampire.
Okay, what's better, what's worse? Dick Grayson vampire or Rick Grayson?
Rick Grayson.
What, worse?
Yeah, because Rick Grayson was not an Elseworlds.
Nah, true.
I mean, that's the thing. DC versus vampires is clearly an Elseworlds. Yes. I mean, I don't think it has the Elseworlds label, but it has to be. I mean, because Alfred's alive, and everybody's been turned into a vampire. Or dead, practically.
And Batman's been punched through, yeah.
Yeah, so it's clearly an Elseworlds.
Oh, yeah.
And like you said, actually, in a twisted way, it emphasizes how nice and awesome and important Dick is because nobody saw it coming.
Exactly.
Because he's so nice, they wouldn't have suspected him. And he knows everybody, so he can sneak in there and bite them.
Between being nice and passing those tests, yeah, no one suspected. You know, again, Mr. Contingency Plan for everything. Even Bruce didn't see it coming.
I know. Bruce did not have a contingency plan for one of my kids becoming a vampire and punching me through the heart. But you know what? I'm kind of glad that he didn't, because that would be really messed up.
I mean, he might those tests might have been it, but it's like they all passed the test, so it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, for real.
And again, no one suspected Dick. You know, if it had been Jason or something, everyone would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, I see that. Or even oh my God, can you imagine if it was Damien?
Well, if it was Damien, he would have turned Dick right away because he would want Dick to be his vampire buddy.
Exactly.
Which is why I definitely see him turning Damien, because Damien would, poor Damien, he'd be so betrayed. But turning him, although a part of me, I could see him turning Tim too, because they were bros. But after he killed Bruce, he might be like, because Damien would definitely, Tim would be like kind of torn. I feel like, you know, Dick kills Bruce and then, but Damien, if Dick kills Bruce, he'd still be like, well, Dick, I like you better anyway.
All right.
That's my thinking. What do you think?
No, I think, yeah. No, I think the same way. No, I was a little shocked. I was like, oh no. I'm like, well, at least he's not dead. At least he's just a vampire.
Real.
All right, we ready to get to the
yes, to our other creature feature.
Yes. All right. So yeah, kids, tonight we're talking. We're gonna tie up the first arc of 1 year later. Tie up this arc of Bruce Jones. Yeah, because next week will be the 2-parter. That'll be the last of it. But yeah, tonight Nightwing 120 through 122. So, God, Nightwing 120, July 2006. Yours, Mind with a D, MIND, and ours. A shipment of game consoles and computers was hijacked. Jason Nightwing took one of the men at gunpoint. He blew his head off and threw a knife into the throat of another. Dick Nightwing appeared and began battling it out with the imposter. The Pierce brothers watched security cam footage with one of the survivors. So Jason's killing guys for PlayStations and Xboxes. Okay. Dick, in costume, visited with Clancy as the Pierce brothers spoke with their expert. Dick told Clancy about Jason, that he was supposed to be dead twice. Both believed Jason idolized Dick to an unhealthy extent. Jacob, the Pierce hire, believed the real Nightwing had a relationship with the other and that he was purposely holding back. He was hired to catch the fake in order to trap the real one. The morning papers ran a cover story on the twin vigilantes. Cheyenne changed gears on her afternoon show. Superheroes would be the theme. Dick was asked to model her Nightwing costume. He reluctantly agreed, but flipped out when he was cheered on by Jason Todd during the show. He leapt off the runway at Cheyenne's date. The audience loved it, think he was part of the show. Jason threatened Dick's friends were he to take him in. After Dick quit, Cheyenne went looking for him. Using her powers, she broke into his apartment and found Nightwing leaving through his window. While she watched, Jason called and left a message on his machine describing a crime scene. Jacob stood above Todd while the real Nightwing went after the robbers. Cheyenne intervened and almost got one of the men killed. She left, telling him he could trust her. Dick watched as Jacob morphed into a monster and attacked Jason.
I saw that eye roll, Phil.
Tentacle monster begins. So, all right, what did you think of this one?
I did not like the art.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody looked weird. Didn't like the art before, and now I like the art even less.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different artist next week too, but yeah, like they keep switching artists, and I don't like any of these artists on this Bruce Jones run.
It's the face. It's the faces. The faces are weird. I don't know. I don't like the faces.
Yeah, I mean, this one's not bad, but yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah,
like that first page with the two Nightwings, like. Especially the one on the right-hand side with his mouth open. He looks so weird. They look like Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, jeez, yeah. I think it's supposed to be Dick on the Right? Because he's got the longer hair.
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I know. It's getting harder.
Well, because in the last issue, they had Dick with like a utility belt or whatever to partially differentiate him from Jason, but they don't have that anymore. And it's hard to tell whose hair is longer because they're coming at different angles.
Yeah. Pencils. Oh, Paco Diaz. I swear I've heard that name before, but I forget what he's done. But yeah, I'm not too familiar with his work. But yes, we see Jacob is a tentacle monster. Not the only.
Yeah, I mean, although Jacob, like, he's pretty smart about. I mean, Jacob and Clancy are basically saying the same thing, and Clancy's studying psychiatry. I don't know what Jacob. I don't know if he studies psychiatry as well. If he's Scarecrow-esque or what.
Who knows? But I mean, yeah, we all know this. It's like no matter what continuity it is, it's like Jason's always like trying to prove himself as good as Dick.
Yeah, that's probably Bruce's fault. So
I mean, pretty much all of them have always tried to prove themselves as good as Dick. You know.
Well, then Dick's always trying to prove himself as good as Bruce. It's a vicious cycle.
Always better than Bruce.
Yeah, but he doesn't think that.
I know. No, I don't think with Dick, he doesn't want to be better than Bruce. He wants to make Bruce proud of him.
Right, yes, that's true. And that's a vicious cycle.
I know.
Well, I mean, it's not, but it's just getting Bruce to acknowledge it.
I was going to say, Bruce is, he just doesn't say it a lot. Yeah.
Bruce is proud. He's just bad at... Bruce is very proud of his children. He's just very bad at saying that to them. He can say it to other people, but not to his kids, who he needs to be saying it to. So.
Oh, that's like that Justice League story we covered. Who was that? What was her name? Faith or
City
something? Nate. Yeah. And she, and she was talking to Dick, and he's like, "Oh yeah, all he could do was talk about you." He's like, "Really?"
Yeah.
And how you're like
that's sad.
You're like the best thing he's ever done in his life. What?
It's sweet, but also, Bruce, make sure your kids know that.
I know.
Anyway, sorry, Bruce isn't even. That's why. See, when you read that stuff, I mean, it sounds like Dick's being a little weird because Dick calling Bruce father, it feels like he would more call him dad. Father feels a little too Damien or a little too vampire-y. Yeah. But it's like, oh, even though he's killing him and he's a vampire, my heart.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, I guess there's no time for this, but it's like that Jacob, we never get a explanation of why he's a tentacle monster. Is it a mutation? Is he an alien?
Yeah, where'd he come from? I mean, is he just in these and then he's gone?
As far as I know, he's only in this story and never any other story before or after. So again, maybe Bruce Jones didn't have once he was gone, didn't have time for this, or. And again, was the tentacle monster always going to happen, even if it had only been Jason as Nightwing? I don't know. Yeah,
because then who would have been fighting? But maybe it was they had to revamp it somewhat.
Because this was 3 issues. At this point, we're 3 issues into this new arc, so it's like at this point, did he know? Oh, I got to change course. Dick's alive, so.
Well, he would have had to change course.
Yeah,
at the beginning. So, maybe some of the...
But did he have more lead time on this one? Because I could see very last minute having to change that first one.
But, also, it's weird to me that Dick would start fighting Jason. Just, in public. I don't know.
Once again, was that supposed to be Jason fighting someone? Yeah.
Who? It's who would he be fighting?
I know. It's wouldn't Dick be level-headed enough to be like, hey, we don't need to be drawing attention to Dick Grayson and Jason Todd's relationship in public?
Right, yes. Also, I shouldn't be beating someone up with my mad skills while wearing a Nightwing outfit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and it being stay away from Cheyenne. If Cheyenne wants to hang out with Jason, that's her thing.
Exactly. And again, it's weird, but it's I know 1 year later they probably wanted to separate Dick from the rest of the Bat family for some godforsaken reason, but it's any other time in his history, wouldn't he be calling Bruce or Alfred or Oracle and just being like, oh, hey, Jason showed up in New York? Especially this time when Jason was a maniac.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, for some reason they wanted to separate him. Well, again, it was supposed to be Jason who wasn't going to have contact with the family, I guess, but...
That's weird. Well, they do that to a certain extent. I guess it's just the nature of comic books. They want, and it does make sense, they want it to be, to a certain extent, self-contained.
Yeah.
But, yeah, because, it kind of made sense when Tim was Robin because he had his own dad and stuff like that. that, with John Paul and stuff, that it, not having Bruce in every issue.
Yeah.
Could make sense. But then, yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, yeah, Dick, he's in his 20s, so he doesn't need to be hanging out with his family all the time. He has his own apartment, all that kind of stuff makes sense. But also, yeah, when he was so sad and his apartment got blown up and stuff, like, what, for real, you're just gonna be homeless and not rely on your family or friends? Yeah,
it's very weird where it's just, again, I think they were going to revamp Jason as the new hip Nightwing, and then when they had to change course, I think they were just like, oh, hey, well, we can, like, freshen up Nightwing. He could be his own person. He doesn't have to be connected to any other bad characters or anything, although then we dropped Jason in the middle of this, so.
I don't know, which, of course, right there means he's automatically, boom, connected to other bad people.
I mean, unless they were trying to make Jason, like, his, like, arch nemesis not at this point, I don't know.
I don't know what they were doing. And I don't know if they
because basically Jason's his evil double. Literally in this story. I mean, look, he's dressed just like him. And then Jason goes and gets captured by a tentacle monster.
Well, Cheyenne finds out.
Oh, yeah, she sees Dick diving out the window.
Well, because she breaks into his apartment.
I know, just enters his apartment. It's just...
Well, I mean, I'm not totally sure if that was I don't know. I mean... it's not like, whoops, I didn't know I was a meta. So it's like, did she do that on purpose? Or was it like, whoops, I didn't mean to break your lock? I don't know.
I know, but it's like, I mean, is she even his girlfriend? I mean, they had like a one night stand. It's like.
Well, I think it's moved on to at least 2 nights by this point.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because, they had sex,
one night stand, a day stand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would say they're definitely not exclusive because she's going out with a whole bunch of other people at the same time, but.
Gangsters.
But,
Jason Todd. All right, so should we get to the next issue?
Yeah, she actually finds Dick, because Dick's the one stopping those kids. Well, yes, Jason gets eaten by Jacob.
I know. Like, this.
I mean, at the same time, though, like, I appreciate it, because honestly, this whole thing has been weird. So, like, why not just up the ante and throw in a monster that eats people?
I guess it just seems so out of left field, because I mean we had been pretty much street level except for Cheyenne's metahuman powers. I mean, we were pretty street level up until this point. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, tentacle monster.
I guess, but we also had the Pierce brothers, and we also had modeling and superheroes and getting into fights in public. I feel like this whole thing was just a hot mess. So, and
like I said, I wonder if the tentacle monster was a last minute addition. He was like, oh, Dick's still alive. I have to have Dick and Jason running around.
Well, or Jason was going to get eaten by the tentacle monster and Cheyenne was going to free him.
Yeah.
I mean, because having Cheyenne in there and having her
in a Nightwing costume,
meta powers, and getting a costume like that. Yeah, maybe there weren't supposed to be 3 Nightwings. There were just supposed to be 2 Nightwings.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, her in the costume and the powers. Was she going to be Jason's like girlfriend / sidekick / partner or whatever?
Yeah, or I was wondering if maybe she would be there to kind of, like, well, you're not the real Nightwing either, and that Jason would kind of like prove himself to her, and that would be kind of,
yeah.
You vanquish the pretenders, you get to keep it, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's always weird. It's like, I wonder, had Dick died, would the whole world have known Nightwing died or not? Because Bruce is always funny like that. Because when Jason originally died, he to the world, Jason Todd died, but he really didn't tell anybody that Robin died. Because even when Dick or when Tim went out the first time, Two-Face was like, "Oh, no one's seen you in months," thinking he was Jason. Yeah, let's go to 121. This cover is, I don't like this cover. It's like that all black cover with like Jason in the little bubble down towards like that bottom corner. If they're gonna do the bubble, like put him in the middle. But that just seems, I don't know, just bugs me.
I don't know. Maybe it's very Art Nouveau.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, Nightwing 121. Sorry, I brought that up.
Gross.
I was gonna say, is that a vomit joke? All right. Jacob delivers Jason to the Pierce brothers, encased in goo from...
he does.
Yes, encased in goo from Jacob's monster. They added him to their trophy gallery. He had 24 hours before he ran out of oxygen and the goo hardened. Jacob told them the real Nightwing would come for him soon. Dick and Cheyenne had breakfast. He asked her to stay with him and not go into work. He wanted to help her, but she didn't want to be one of you guys. He pushed her a bit and she attacked. He stopped her, but she left. Jason's face was plastered across milk cartons, the newspapers, and a nearby building as missing. Nightwing met with Clancy. The Pierce brothers continued to bait Nightwing with his imposter. Dick called Cheyenne to let her know Jason was the captive of one of her associates. She met him outside their window in a costume derived from his. Jacob ate Miss Nightwing. She used her powers inside him and he exploded all over the place. Okay, let's get to some of the errors in this issue. So the Pierce brothers just like let people so they let people die in those cocoon things because it's like or do they have a bunch of people who are on a 24-hour clock? Because there was a
I think they let them die in there.
I would assume because okay, and then Jason's they're trying to set a trap for Dick, so they're plastering Jason's face all over the place. Like billboards and stuff I get, but a milk carton, I'm like, doesn't it take
old?
Yeah, but wouldn't it take at least a couple days for a new milk carton? I mean, again, by that,
I assume it's just a sticker they slap on the milk carton, I guess.
Yeah, but Dick would have had to go out and bought milk in the last couple hours because again, they set the clock 24 hours.
I don't know. I guess it's some comic book science.
I guess, but I'm like, damn, that was some quick turnaround. Like I said, the newspapers and the billboards I get, but the milk carton. I like how this summary called her Miss Nightwing. And that top is kind of tight. They only say that a couple dozen times.
I know. That guy's so sketchy.
I know. Oh, the Corky, the super of the building. And Buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when he went out. I guess maybe while Cheyenne was taking a shower, that's when he went to get groceries. Because, yeah, the groceries are sitting on the counter.
Yeah.
Unless Corky brought them with him.
Oh, wait, was that this issue? Because, I keep forgetting because I've read these in, one big block. Yeah, wasn't there, one issue? Was it this one where Corky brought groceries and he said, I'll just add it to your rent or whatever?
Yeah, he did buy thanks for the groceries, Cork. Yeah, thank me with a check next week. Yeah. So he did bring him up, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's so weird. Cheyenne's, massaging Dick with her powers, and then they, start fighting.
Yeah.
Then she puts, a hole in his wall.
Well, she throws him into it, yeah.
Yeah. Because Corky comes up, there's a big hole in the wall.
So it sounds like Cheyenne has killed someone by accident?
I guess. Again, we never get a lot of background on her either. But yeah, that's fun. Oh, yeah, and then that poster, Revenge of the Blob Creature. It's just Jason in his cocoon. But yeah, Jacob tries to swallow Cheyenne, like I said, and she blows him up from the inside. But then that's when the Pierce brothers show up. Buddy and Barry. So, any other thoughts on this one?
Okay, so how is it that outfit that Cheyenne has hanging on there does not look the same as the one she puts on?
I mean, she's a fashion designer unless she just decided on some last minute alterations or, did she have to change something?
Made some cutouts or whatever.
Because didn't fit or something, so she had to alter it somehow.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it could just be it's easier to draw it, but it doesn't have quite as many openings as when she's wearing it. Well, it doesn't have that thing on the whatever. But yeah, it's so ridiculous.
I know. So any other thoughts on this, or should we get to the last one?
Yeah, let's just go to the last one.
Yeah, I was gonna say we always talk the whole thing in
because it's just so what?
Yeah. All right, out of these three, this is my favorite cover.
But yeah, I mean, she does kill that dude.
Oh yeah. Well, he tried to eat her.
I know, but
I mean,
I feel like if he'd eaten Dick, Dick would have found a way to make him vomit him up or something so that he could. But maybe not. I don't know.
Isn't that an unwritten rule of nature that it's if something's trying to eat you, it's okay to kill it?
Well, I don't know. Ask Batman. What would Batman say? I feel like Batman would be like, "Oh, I don't know. You killed it, even though you were trying to eat you."
I was gonna say, if a bear's trying to eat you, isn't it alright to kill a bear?
No, I don't know. Yeah, the only issue is because he's a dude.
Yeah,
he's a person.
Again, is he a dude? What is he? I don't know what he is.
I don't know.
All right, so the last one.
All right, so we have our 3 Nightwings on the cover.
Yeah, I like this cover the best out of the 3. Yeah, Nightwing 122, September 2006. Odd Couples. Wait a minute. It says a synopsis, but it just looks like something you'd see on the advertisement. When the dust settles, there will be only one Nightwing, but the price of victory may be too much to bear. Don't miss the ending of this roller coaster ride and the beginning of a brand new chapter in the lives of Nightwing and Dick Grayson. Okay. Yeah, kids, it gets even weirder because so somehow Jason gets the tentacle monster powers temporarily.
Yep.
I remember
so one thing I like is, well, then Cheyenne loses her mask pretty quickly. So the Pierce brothers are talking, and so now we know, because before we knew the one guy could condense his molecules, but we weren't sure, and I can't keep straight which brother's which. But we knew one of them, and so now we know the other one can expand his molecules because they're opposites. But we do at least get to see, finally, in this arc, Dick using his brain when he realizes what they need to do to get Jason out is have the guy who can condense his molecules punch Jason's goofy little egg.
Yep.
And, oh yeah, Barry. Barry's the one. Barry's the condenser, Buddy is the expander. And Cheyenne picks it up too. And so, of course, they make fun of him for having a tiny manhood.
Oh, yeah.
And boom! Jason is out.
But yeah, and then Dick's fighting. Which one is that, Barry? Or Buddy? They knocks him through the floor. They must be on the second floor because they come crashing into the strip club. I'm sorry, Gentleman's Club. They keep mentioning Cleveland. Something bad happened in Cleveland.
Ohio. Yes, and it's the other brother blew up one of their other clubs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it says eventually.
Wait, he hits him with an SUV.
Yeah, but they're saying like eventually he's gonna wear down. Like he can't.
Yeah, he can't go
condense
forever.
His molecules forever. So it's a matter of timing, and finally, boom, he gets him. It's like the others don't understand my wearing Barry down strategy, and then we see.
Yes, Jason snags him with the tentacle. Jason has tentacles.
Yep, he's like, I got a surprise out of the bargain. And I think Cheyenne sums it up best. Oh my god. Yes. Yes.
I know, I remember reading this when it was new. I was like, oh no, are we trying to give Jason superpowers?
Well, they wear off.
Yeah, he says, I don't think I ingested enough juice to stay bugged out like this forever. But for now, it's kind of cozy. Yes, he eats Barry.
And then stuff's happening. He's like, Jason, he'll implode and take you with him.
Yeah, so yeah, Jason throws him up and hits the brother.
Yep, like super gross.
Yep.
And again, Cheyenne, that was the single most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Yep.
Didn't she sleep with one of the Pierce brothers?
Yeah. Ow, dang, Phil. Burn.
I look in the. Oh, look, now Dick's telling jokes again.
Yeah. Now he's expanding. Now the other brother, Buddy, is expanding. Mm-hmm. And he's like, Cleveland. And Jason's like, what is up with Cleveland? And that's when Dick realizes, he's going to keep expanding until he blows.
Yeah, he tells Cheyenne, we got to get out of here. And then the cops are outside and he tells the cop, you got to evacuate out the whole area. But they don't want to believe him because,
She says, what about Jason? And he says, Jason will have to take care of Jason.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cops don't want to believe Dick.
Somehow, I don't know how they managed to evacuate everyone that fast. That feels like some comic book science.
Exactly. Yeah, especially since the cops don't want to believe him at first, because Jason's been murdering people dressed like him. But he's like, no, I'm the real guy. He's like, you got to get these people out of here.
And so, yes. So, yeah, I guess Barry keeps expanding. He splits one of his molecules and he ends up, it's like a nuclear explosion. I mean, because that's what happens with Vision. But they're still okay.
Yeah.
Just their club is all blown up.
The Pierce brothers are on TV saying, we don't know who could have done this.
And they're like, well, we don't know anything about Cleveland. No, obviously the exact same thing happened there, but he got mad and exploded his own club. Oh my god, look at Dick's TV. His little counter TV. Oh, yeah. So old school. I mean, this was what? This isn't even that long ago. This is like
2006.
20 years?
Yeah.
Not
even 20 years ago, yeah.
Man, we've improved our television technology by leaps and bounds.
I was going to say, I don't know if flat screens were that widespread, but it's like, I think they... Well, again, is this like them showing, oh, Dick doesn't have money again or something?
I don't know. When is this? 2006?
2006, yeah. I'm just thinking...
I feel like... Yeah, I don't know. I feel like flat screens were kind of just coming.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking, again, this might be an old secondhand TV, because once again, we don't want Dick to have money again, so...
Well, yeah, or Corky found it and it came up. Or they just thought it would be more easily recognizable to people as a TV if it wasn't flat.
And again, too, this was supposed to be Jason, who was cut off from the rest of the Bat family, so he didn't have any money,
Disowned himself.
Yeah.
And then he sends a telegram.
Oh, yeah, because Cheyenne comes with the telegram. Oh, yeah. You can tell this is 2006. She doesn't own a shirt that covers her belly button.
That is very early aughts.
Yes. So who sent a telegram? I mean, 2006. Who sends an old school telegram like, "Wish you were here. Stop." And just
I guess Jason's just trying to be retro.
I guess, but I mean, we had email. He could have.
But does Jason have an email account? Does he have a computer? I mean, I think the thing with a telegram is you can just go in if you can find one, but it's New York. You can go into a telegram office and just pay them and they'll send it, and then that's it. You don't have to worry about it.
But it'd probably be less hassle even to just write a letter and mail it to them,
I suppose, but a telegram is faster.
I think the telegram was just for that joke at the end, because at the end, Dick's just like, stop.
Yes, yeah, probably, yep.
I just wondered because it was Bruce Jones, who's an older gentleman, if that,
But it is kind of nice. Jason, dear Dickie Bird, I survived and I'm all back to normal in case you're interested. Leaving town to find my own way. Thanks for coming for me, brother. I know we don't agree on much. I just wanted to believe we could be family again. I'm like, oh, except, and then again, Jason has to be like all gross about Cheyenne and her top.
I know. Well, that's the thing. That's what I said. They beat that joke into the ground, because how many people said, oh, that top's kind of tight, Cheyenne. Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's 2006, but it's like we get it. We get it. She's an attractive woman, especially.
It still wasn't funny.
Especially, this is a visual medium. We get it. We see how she's dressed. We get it.
And I don't mind it so much with Corky because whatever, he's a creepy old dude. But yeah. I don't know. It just.
Well, I guess the whole.
I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right with Jason being like leery about it. I mean, at least with Dick, he was like. It's like doesn't super fit that well. It is not that great of a costume. I mean, it's a very fashionable costume, but in terms of actually fighting, it's maybe not the best.
Well, again, too, I think the whole point of that, the telegram was for Dick, so I think that Jason just said that to get under Dick's skin.
I know, but still.
I know.
But he sent it to Cheyenne.
Yeah, but wasn't it addressed to Dickie Bird or whatever? So.
Yeah, but she's the one that comes in with it. So it's like...
That's what I'm saying. So did it get dropped in...
So, was it stuck on the door? Or did he send it to Cheyenne addressed to Dick for her to take to Dick?
Or is she bringing up Dick's mail? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Lots of things here. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess I thought... When I first read this, I was like, what? And I thought maybe if I read it again with the wisdom of more years and being a little more chill about comics now and realizing whatever, it takes all kinds. Sometimes there's just going to be stuff that's not really for you. I was like, let's give it another whirl. Maybe I was too harsh on the tentacle monster. But I don't think I was.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
I know. I thought if I read it when I was older and wiser, I'd more appreciate the, I don't know. I thought I'd get something different out of it, but I didn't really get anything out of it other than WTF, what is happening?
I know.
I mean, I feel like it's a sad day when a tentacle monster is the best part.
Yeah, again, again, I don't know if it was just the writer not understanding the character. Again, I think the big hurdle was, this originally wasn't supposed to be Dick in the story at all, so.
Right, and then
probably major rewrites, so.
Yeah, they probably had to change a lot of stuff. I mean, honestly, it wasn't like not that great for a Jason story either.
But I just wonder if like it. Who knows how much was changed? Maybe it would have been a little better if it had been Jason. Like I said, would there have even been a tentacle monster? And maybe would have been, instead of Jason being a complete jerk and killing people, maybe it would have been Jason trying to redeem himself. We don't know.
No, but I think that it probably was the plan for Cheyenne to become a female Nightwing, because I feel like there was probably something in there that was going to be like Jason improving himself.
That's what I said. I think
as Nightwing, but then it was like, oh, whoops, well.
I think she was going to be Jason's partner and maybe love interest. Yeah, because new city, new relationship. That sounds like something they had planned for Jason.
Yes, yeah, and how she like goes through the apartment and finds stuff out about him. Yeah. But like Clancy, I don't know. Like, would Jason have, like, was Clancy supposed to be in it? Like, would Clancy have sought out Nightwing, and would he have had heart to heart whatever talks with Clancy? Like, would him talking to Clancy, she would tell him more about Nightwing back in Bloodhaven? Would that have made him want to change?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it feels like probably he had to change a lot really fast.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And
I'm so curious what the timeline was there, like how long he had to like rewrite at least that first issue.
And it got kind of goofy.
Mm-hmm. All right. So anything else on these? All right.
The tentacle monster was still funny.
Yes, yes, it was. Yes. Did you? And you didn't even remember the whole thing where he had to like regurgitate his victims, right?
No, I didn't. Pretty much all I remembered was a different redhead, because I remember being like, what? That's not Barbara? I mean, I remember when I was first reading, I was like, she kind of, I don't know, this doesn't feel quite like, I was like, Barbara seems a little off. And then he called her someone else. I was like, wait, what?
I bet you in the original draft there was going to be some kind of joke where it's like, it's a Nightwing tradition, man. Having a thing for redheads.
Yeah, could be. So I remembered that. I remembered the fashion show as Nightwing, because I was like that, because I thought that's funny, because we're always talking about how Dick is so attractive, so that's funny. He is a model, but also ridiculous that he's modeling as Nightwing, because that seems to secret identity impairing.
Yes.
And then I remembered the tentacle monster. Although I did not remember the tentacle monster correctly. In my mind, the tentacle monster was much more octopus-like.
Yeah, it kind of like morphs and like the arms become like the tentacles. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this monster was not as tentacly and was more like clay-facey.
Yeah. Again, your mind remembered what it wanted to remember.
I don't think those are two
so I was actually like a little bit disappointed with the tentacle monster, because I was remembering the tentacle monster as much cooler and sleeker looking.
Yes.
And then when it came up, I thought, this tentacle monster is ugly. I remember the tentacle monster is much more handsome.
I love like when Jason changed, he still had like that hair on top of his head.
Oh, and I did kind of remember the telegram. I did remember that there was a telegram at the end.
Oh, yes.
Because that's so like, what?
Stop. Yes.
So, yeah.
I remembered a lot of this story. The 2 issues next week, I didn't remember much of those before the reread.
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening. I thought that everything Bruce Jones wrote was the tentacle monster.
Yeah,
so
no, there's
another, but I was like,
there's one more arc, and it's only 2 issues, which we'll get to next week. Yeah, Nightwing 123 and 124. Jason isn't in them, but the Pierce brothers are back. Cheyenne is back, so. And a new threat.
But no tentacle monster, huh?
No. It's like a fire meta. Yeah.
This shall see.
So, yeah, kids, come back for that next week, because I mean, I'll keep you updated if Dick shows up in any more Bat books. But yeah, Nightwing 91 doesn't show up until April 19th. So
that's 2 more weeks, right?
Yeah, it's the Tuesday after Easter. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, wait, yeah. 2 weeks from tomorrow. Yeah.
So it sounds like the better issue this week was Dick as Vampire King.
Yeah. I mean, he was definitely more competent, and even though he's evil, he was more competent. Yeah. Better writing, better art. Yeah.
I mean, I like that he's not just a vampire; he's the Vampire King.
Yes.
That's top notch.
If we're gonna go evil, go big.
That's right. Go big or go home.
The Transylvania. All right, kids. Yes. So send us your thoughts on DC vs. Vampires #6. That big moment. The Bruce Jones run, Tentacle Monster, or next week's 123 and 124. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Nightwing News on Facebook, on Twitter. Join the Nightwing fan group on Facebook. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, every episode, no matter what it is, gets a video, regular episodes, interviews, and whatever much. So, yeah.
You can see Nightwing Cat.
Exactly. On every episode of Nightwing News, see the cat. So, yeah, smash that subscribe button.
Smash it.
And most importantly, please
smash it with your tentacles.
Nice. All right. So, and most important, if you can, please subscribe to the Patreon. Once again, we're paying for this out of our own pocket. We're not fashion models or undead vampires. So, yes, every little bit helps. But $3 to $5 gets you early access to creator interviews. Mr. DG Chichester talks to me and Lilith every month.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
And superhero movie brackets. We will find the worst superhero movie of all time. Again, the March episode is up. Kristen and I decided. We took it out of everyone's hands. Me and Kristen decided which was worse, Blade Trinity or Elektra. So listen to that. And then come April, you'll hear the 3 Marvel semifinalists go head to head as we crown the worst Marvel before we get to the DC round. So, yes, check that out.
Yeah, are people still voting on the top 6 worst DC?
I didn't even put the DC out. I tried to wait a little closer. We'll wait till we do the Marvel one. Yeah, then I'll throw it out. People get confused. And buy yourself some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch. Find everything at Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And please help support an educator, Kristen, and help support King of the Vampires, Dick Grayson, by buying Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder, on Amazon now. Again, everything you need to know about Dick Grayson is in that book. Created by one of his super fans. Right there. And I forget I'm on camera. I got to point to...
Your tentacles got confused, Phil.
Hell! I got to point in the opposite direction. So yes, Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. Very good book. Check it out. Especially fans of this show. You will want that book. Thank you for joining us again next week. The final 2 issues of the Bruce Jones run. No Jason, no tentacle monsters, but Barry and Buddy will be back. Say that 3 times fast.
What will become of Dick's fashion career?
What will happen to Cheyenne? This is her last 2 appearances, so... And a new threat.
Is it the Marv Wolfman that comes right after this, or is there something else and then the Marv?
No, I think Marv comes. Yeah, I think was it 125. Yeah.
So it's so weird because it's 1 year later, and then Marv's like half of it is set in the past.
I know. Well, we'll have to get there someday. But until then,
it's like you can't distinguish the time. What is time?
Same wing time.
Same wing channel.
The Nightwing News.
Hi, I'm Russell.
And I'm Justin.
And we're from the...
Hold up. Listen up, you nerds. Tired of being a little goody two-shoes? Had enough of always talking about acts of courage and heroism? Well, you have come to the right place, I guess. Tomes of Evil is the comic book supervillain podcast, where every month we do a deep dive on a different comic book supervillain, as well as multiple sub-series on some of the most iconic foes of all time, including Darkseid, Doctor Doom, Scarecrow, and... I'm named Hobgoblin, and
you're right on time for your funeral.
I better be getting paid for this. So what are you guys waiting for? Bring on the bad guys.
Tomes of Evil, a comic book villain podcast.